Question: did plants make thorns to protect themselves?
Quick answer is no.
On episode 7, I believe, of around the museum.
Yes,
Yes,
there are plenty of thorny plants that do get eaten, actually. Sheep are quite fond of a feed of roses.
Camels, acacia, giraffes.
Yes.
You know, they're all, yeah. Well, Diane, why don't you just briefly run down where thorns come from botanically?
Well, we are actually told that thorns were part of God's judgment. When God cursed the ground, he said that it would produce thorns and thistles. And we know that thorns, in spite of the fact sheep might like to eat roses, rose thorns can be quite dangerous to us because they pierce our skin and we can get infections. So they are part of God's judgment. And if you look at thorns in terms of the internal structure of plants, what you find is that you've got a mismatch of growth of different parts of the plants. Now, some thorns, like on a lemon tree, or some spines, are actually where the internal plumbing that is the support structure for leaves and for stems just starts to grow and then gives up. And you have a mismatch between the soft green tissue where all the photosynthesizing part of a leaf is, just doesn't match with the vascular tissue. That's the internal plumbing. That's the support structure for it. And so it sticks out the sides, or the plant starts to grow some branches or leaf bases, and they just give up. So in fact, that is a loss of structure and a mismatch in their growth. Things like the blackberries and rose thorns, they are an overgrowth of surface tissue. So again, it's a degeneration. The plant has changed, but it hasn't gained anything. It certainly hasn't gained anything functional. So thorns and thistles are a degeneration. That's why we can say that they are part of the good to bad to worse history of the world. They weren't there in the first place. God made it clear they were part of his judgment, and we can see that they are a degenerative process and a degenerative structure.
And they don't seem to stop any of the animals other than us. If you ever try to eat blackberries, and I hate to disagree with Joe, but I grow thornless blackberries. They now have been able to manipulate them by breeding to be very tasty. But out in the natural environment, yes, they wouldn't do that. They're able to breed them to do that.
Well, that took a bit of creative design to be able to do that, to make them.
Exactly, yeah.
Took some intelligence and some work. Yes.
Yes, indeed.